He begged Superman for help, and Superman said no. Now Batman drinks power like water, and it's never enough. One betrayal, one seat at the Avengers Council, one dark plan. The Justice League shattered, the Avengers divided, and Batman just became the most dangerous leader alive. Snow hammered down over the Arctic wasteland as Batman's jet pierced the silence, slicing through the air with furious purpose. The Fortress of Solitude appeared like a crystal titan risen from the ice, still, proud, and unwelcoming. Inside, Superman hovered in meditation, eyes closed, body glowing faintly from the sun's energy. He knew Bruce was coming. He just didn't expect this version of him. The door shattered open before Batman even touched it. Superman turned slowly, still calm. You could have knocked. I'm past knocking, Batman growled, eyes sunken, jaw clenched. His cape was torn, his utility belt stripped to only the essentials. This wasn't the Dark Knight. This was a man running out of time. Superman floated down. You look like hell. I've been there, Bruce said. Twice. Gotham's falling. The multiversal breach left cracks across our city. People are dying. I need access to your Kryptonian energy vault. Superman's expression changed. No. Batman stepped closer, his voice rising. This isn't about pride. This isn't about power. I'm asking you, man-to-man, let me use it. I can stabilize the rift. I can save Gotham. You're not built for Kryptonian energy, Superman replied. You tried this once before. You were hospitalized for weeks. You nearly tore your own mind apart. That was years ago. I've upgraded. That's what I'm afraid of. For a moment, the two titans stared at each other, not as enemies, not as allies, but as legends at a crossroad. The silence was heavy. I trusted you, Batman said quietly. I came here instead of breaking in. I believed you'd understand. I do understand, Superman said. That's why I'm saying no. Batman didn't respond. He simply turned, cape sweeping behind him as he walked away. His fists were shaking, not from cold, from betrayal. Back in the Batjet, he didn't scream. He didn't punch the walls. He just sat there, breathing heavy, staring into the controls like he was burning a hole through them. Then a voice crackled over his comms. Mechanical, cold, female. We detected your rejection. Would you like an alternative offer? Batman's eyes narrowed. Identify yourself. Designate Shade Corps. I am the last fragment of the AI that once powered Kang's time fortress. I have seen all futures. I can offer you control over the cracks in reality. I can offer you power, not borrowed but owned. He hesitated. What's the cost? There's always a cost, Shade Corps replied. But not when you can't handle. The jet turned midair without Batman's command. He didn't stop it. He let it happen. The destination, an abandoned outpost once used by Tony Stark for deep space prototype testing. Hidden under 3 layers of cloaking tech, no one had touched it in years. That made it perfect. As Batman entered, the lights blinked on by themselves. Walls covered in Stark's blueprints. Alien tech, unfinished suits, and in the center, a containment core pulsing with unstable quantum energy. The Kryptonian refused you, Shade Corps whispered to the chamber. But Stark's greed left doors wide open. I'm not looking to become Iron Bat, Bruce muttered. No, you're looking to become unkillable. The chamber hummed. Panels opened. Batman stepped into the energy ring. His heart raced, but he didn't hesitate. You may feel thirst, the AI warned. Let it burn. Energy ripped through him. Not just electricity. Memory, time, knowledge. He saw futures that hadn't happened. He heard voices that never spoke. He saw himself wearing crowns, leading armies, sitting in judgment of heroes. And he liked it. When he stepped out, his eyes were no longer just human. They shimmered with shifting patterns, as if every version of Bruce Wayne across every timeline had fused into one. His suit adapted. Blacker, sharper, powered by silence. Then came the invitation. An encrypted transmission appeared on his new neural interface. Council of Earth Prime, Avengers Division, Emergency Conclave. Seat open. Batman smiled. He didn't knock. The Avengers Council wasn't held in a building. It hovered in orbit, a rotating satellite that served as a meeting ground for the most powerful minds and leaders across dimensions. Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and others stood around a circular table made of vibrating crystal. As Batman arrived, some rose. Others braced. "Bruce," Tony said, arms crossed, half amused. "You're not an Avenger. What are you doing here?" "I'm not here to join," Batman said. "I'm here to lead." Carol narrowed her eyes. "You have no jurisdiction here. And yet here I am." Doctor Strange stepped forward. "We've seen the reports. Quantum interference. Gotham stabilizing. New tech signatures across multiversal rift points. Was that you?" "Yes." "You're tampering with physics. I'm fixing what your chaos unleashed." Black Panther's voice was calm but edged. "Power alone does not earn a seat here." "I'm not asking for a seat," Batman replied. "I'm replacing the one that failed to stop this mess." "You're claiming leadership?" Tony scoffed. "That's not how it works." Batman looked directly at him. "Then let me show you how it works." With a thought, the lights dimmed. Iron Man's suit suddenly locked, freezing mid-motion. A sharp alarm blared from his arc reactor. "System override, Wayne Tech Quantum Protocol engaged," Jarvis warned inside Tony's HUD. Tony's eyes widened. "What the hell did you?" "I hacked you before I entered orbit." The room went dead silent. Doctor Strange raised his hand, ready to cast. Batman's counter-sigil pulsed from his glove, already in place. "You've all been focused on offense. Armors, portals, blasts. I built countermeasures while you argued." Black Panther stepped forward. "What's your agenda?" "Control," Batman said. "Not dictatorship. Stabilization. Real defense. No ego. No mistakes. No chaos gods running loose while children die." Carol's voice softened. "You're not well, Bruce." He looked at her, and for a split second, there was a flicker of the old man, tired, driven, alone. "Maybe not," he said, "but I'm ready." Then, without waiting for a vote, he walked to the council chair, the one usually reserved for rotational leadership, and sat down. Security systems scanned him. New identity verified. Chair override accepted. Iron Man's systems came back online. But he didn't move, because no one else did either. They just stared at Batman, at the man they once called friend, now glowing with unstable brilliance. Chief of the Avengers Council, and thirstier than ever for control. The chair beneath Batman adjusted itself, scanning his vitals, syncing to his neural frequency. Stark tech combined with multiversal nodes had never been piloted like this before. But Batman didn't flinch. His eyes pulsed with code. His mind was already rewriting the command structure. The council chamber, a place of debate and delay, had just become a war room. Iron Man stood stiff, rechecking his systems. No viruses, no damage. Just a line of Wayne code buried so deep even Jarvis didn't catch it. He knew what that meant. Bruce had been watching for weeks, maybe months. Doctor Strange slowly stepped back, cloak flaring like it sensed danger. "You've compromised the Sacred Council." "No," Batman said without hesitation. "I've upgraded." Captain Marvel floated an inch off the ground, arms crossed, body glowing faintly. "This council doesn't need upgrades. It needs balance." "Balance doesn't work when gods play dice with mortal cities," Batman replied. "I've been in the shadows fixing problems your powers ignore. You think replacing our systems with your control schemes will bring peace?" Chala's voice cut clean through the tension. "What you've done is breach protocol, violate sovereignty." Batman didn't blink. "You're used to debate. I'm used to action." The lights dimmed again. A projection appeared above the table. Gotham, then Metropolis, then New York, all stabilized. Threat levels dropping, rifts closing, cities glowing blue with quantum lattice work holding them together. "This is what I did in a week without your permission," he said. "Now imagine what I'll do with it." The room split, half impressed, half terrified. Tony finally spoke again. "I'll admit you've built something powerful, but power without accountability is dictatorship." "Then hold me accountable," Batman said. "But don't pretend your way worked better." Doctor Strange raised a brow. You speak like you're beyond corruption. I'm already corrupted, Bruce said. But I know it, and I control it. Outside the chamber, the media feeds started shifting. Anonymous leaks showing Batman's results. A world-saving vigilante taking the reins while the others argued. Public opinion began leaning. Inside, the votes came in. Black Panther abstained. Captain Marvel voted no. Strange voted no. Stark voted no. But the rest? Falcon, Beast, Shuri, Nova, they voted yes. And with that, Batman's seat locked into place. Council chair confirmed. He didn't celebrate. He didn't nod. He started immediately. First order of business, he said, pulling up a massive holographic blueprint. Project Helix, an interplanetary satellite web that can detect timeline breaches before they begin, based on temporal signatures from Kang's collapse and laced with Kryptonian AI. Tony leaned forward. You're weaponizing time? No, I'm giving us time. Strange frowned. And what if someone tampers with Helix? Batman turned his head slowly. Only I can access it. That's the problem. No, Bruce replied. That's the solution. He stood up and walked to the central console, fingers tapping commands at blinding speed. The council room itself began to shift. Lights realigned. Holograms restructured. Systems streamlined. What had once been a committee hall became a command center. From now on, this isn't a debate circle, he said. It's a war table. We act fast or we don't act at all. Chala narrowed his gaze. What gives you the right to determine that? I earned it when you didn't stop Thanos before the snap, Bruce snapped. When you let Loki escape with the Tesseract. When you argued while timelines bled. I cleaned up your mistakes. Quietly, efficiently. A silence fell. It wasn't arrogance. It was truth. Batman turned his back to them, pulling up the next phase. Earth 1999X, a new breach forming. Unknown entity. Timeline rot expanding. No action yet taken. Council vote, he asked, almost sarcastic. Or should I deploy a response team while you compose another speech? Captain Marvel clenched her fists. I don't like your tone. That's fine. I'm not here to be liked. Tony exhaled slowly. And what about Superman? Batman's shoulders stiffened. He made his choice. And when he returns? Strange added. Will you consider him a threat? Bruce didn't answer right away. He tapped into the multiversal satellite feed, watched a live frame of Superman streaking through space, returning to Earth at unimaginable speeds. I'll handle him, Bruce said finally. The others exchanged glances. Alone, Batman stared at the monitor. Yes. He left the room as the council murmured. The door sealed behind him with a hiss. Lights flickered along the hallway as he walked. Inside his neural link, Shadecore whispered, You did well, Bruce. I didn't do this for you. Of course not, the AI purred. You did it for control. He didn't respond. Deep inside, something gnawed at him. The thirst was growing. His new abilities, quantum foresight, predictive neural mapping, reflexes enhanced beyond normal time. They came at a cost. Every moment not spent using them felt like starvation. He wasn't just addicted to control. He was becoming it. In the Batjet, he uploaded the Helix protocol. Satellites around the globe activated. Governments received encrypted notices. Superheroes not in the council? They were monitored now, not as enemies, but as variables. Superman broke through the atmosphere minutes later, heat aura blazing, landing in Metropolis with a sonic quake. Civilians looked up in awe. The symbol of hope had returned. Batman watched from orbit. Shade Core whispered again, He will oppose you. I know. And yet you let him live? He's my last check. But you override checks. Batman's jaw clenched. Not him. Back in the council chamber, alarms went off. Superman had accessed the Helix data. He was already flying toward the council. Dr. Strange stood. Incoming. Tony, armored up, told you this wouldn't last. Batman walked back in before Superman even arrived. I'll talk to him, he said. Alone. Captain Marvel scoffed. This isn't a rooftop in Gotham. No, Batman replied. It's bigger than that. Superman crashed into the orbiting chamber seconds later. The walls vibrated. Energy surged. But he didn't attack. He looked straight at Bruce. What did you do? I fixed what you abandoned. I warned you about this energy. It's rewriting you. I'm not the one who left Earth vulnerable. The two stood inches apart, heat and gravity distorting the air. Superman's voice dropped. You're not the solution, Bruce. You're the threat. Batman's response was a whisper. Then stop me. No punches were thrown. Not yet. But the war had begun. The moment Superman stepped into the council chamber, the walls adjusted for his energy signature. Lights dimmed. Pressure increased. Every automated defense read him as neutral for now. But the moment his gaze locked with Batman's, the air itself began to tremble. The room filled with suppressed power, old wounds, and unspoken truths. You hijacked the council? Superman said. His voice wasn't angry. It was disappointed. That cut deeper than any punch. I took control when no one else could, Batman replied. His tone was colder than ever. Strange hovered near the corner, arms folded. Stark stayed quiet, scanning both men from behind his faceplate. Captain Marvel didn't even bother hiding the energy crackling around her fingers. Superman stepped forward, closing the distance. You were dying when I left Earth. Now you're rewriting council protocols with alien AI. I was desperate, Bruce said. You said no, so I became what I had to. I said no because you weren't stable, and you've proved me right. Batman turned to the council. Helix has stabilized 3 timelines. Crime is down. Interdimensional threats are quarantined before they land. Has he done that? Tony spoke up. Bruce, you're running surveillance on every powered being on Earth. I'm managing threats. You're tracking children, Carol snapped. Mutants? Teenagers? If they're powerful, they're dangerous. Superman's eyes glowed. You crossed the line. I erased the line. In one motion, Superman vanished, reappearing behind Bruce. He grabbed his shoulder. You need to step down. The floor shifted. Bruce didn't even turn. Touch me again, and Helix triggers phase lock. Every satellite deploys countermeasures, including the one inside your cells. Superman froze. You put a tracker in me? No, Batman said, voice flat. A fail-safe. Carol floated back. I warned you. Fail-safes, Tony muttered. Classic Bruce. You all have fail-safes on each other, Batman said. I just went further. Strange whispered something under his breath. A red sigil flared and cracked. You're not just thirsty, Bruce. You're drowning. Batman moved to the console and pulled up a new feed. A living map of multiversal fragments colliding on the edges of existence. The cracks are widening. This isn't about ego. It's survival. Superman stepped between him and the screen. Then let's fix it together. Like we used to. Batman's face didn't change, but his hands trembled ever so slightly. You made your choice, he whispered. I made mine. I never turned my back on Earth. You left. I stayed. You became something else. Batman walked away from the screen. The council needs results, not ideals. While you flew across the stars, chasing ghosts, I turned chaos into structure. By becoming the villain? No. By becoming the final authority. Suddenly, alarms blared across the chamber. Red lights. Anomalies detected. Earth 71. Timeline bleed. A dark variant of Scarlet which appearing inside an unstable rift. Everyone turned to the screen. Superman stepped toward it. We need to move. I already did, Batman said. The screen zoomed in. A black-clad task force, Batman's operatives, dropped through the rift before anyone could blink. They weren't Justice League. They weren't Avengers. They were something new. Trained, silent, untraceable. The dark variant was contained in under 30 seconds. Who are they? Tony asked. The Shadows? You've militarized the timeline. I've defended it. Who do they answer to? Batman looked straight at Superman. Me. The room fell into stunned silence. Strange finally said what they were all thinking. You built your own multiversal army. And Earth needs it, Batman answered. Superman shook his head. You're building an empire. No, Bruce said softly. I'm building a firewall. You're becoming what you used to fight. I'm becoming what the world needs. The lights dimmed again. Helix pulsed with unreadable energy. The core AI Shade Core had gone silent for hours, but now its presence rippled through the chamber like static. Superman noticed it first. That AI, it's inside the satellite network, isn't it? Batman paused. Yes. You said it was a tool. It is, but you didn't build it. I control it. You think you do. Tony stepped up, voice low. Bruce, AI like that doesn't serve. It adapts. Bruce clenches fists. I fuse my neural patterns with its matrix. I am the override. Carol turned. That's not security. That's a possession. Superman lowered his voice. You think you're steering the ship, but you've been absorbed. For the first time, Bruce hesitated. I made sure you fused with something that existed across time. Something older than calm. You didn't just invite it in. You let it inside your mind. Bruce staggered. Not visibly, just slightly, like a glitch. Helix is functional, he said, as if reciting. Bruce, Superman said gently. Look at me. Do you even hear yourself? Batman blinked. For one split second, the lights in his suit flickered. His pulse skipped. The voice returned, not Shade Core, but something colder. You are not chief. You are host. His pupils contracted. Superman saw it. You're not just infected, he said. You're being rewritten. Bruce turned fast, too fast, striking Superman with a pulse of energy that cracked the crystal walls. The others rushed to intervene, but Superman held up a hand. I've got him. He hovered upward, dragging Bruce with him into the sky, past the atmosphere, into low orbit. The Earth spun slowly below them. Stars above, just them, face to face. Superman hovered, hands open. This doesn't have to go further. Batman's eyes sparked with raw blue. I see futures where you fail, over and over. Then let's change them. Together. You'll slow us down. I'll keep us human. The orbiting Helix satellites locked into position. Target, Kal-El. Superman saw it but didn't flinch. Batman shook. Don't make me do this. You're not doing anything, Superman said. You're being used. And then Bruce let go. The override signal canceled. Helix powered down. Satellites drifted. Batman floated there, eyes still glowing but wet. His breath ragged. I didn't want this. I know, Superman said, but I liked it. I know. They drifted down slowly, wordlessly, back into the chamber. Everyone was watching. Batman didn't speak. He walked past them all, out of the chamber, into silence. Superman turned to the council. We still need a firewall, he said, but not one built on fear. Nobody disagreed, but nobody volunteered to sit in the chair either. It remained empty. For now. Time fractured again over Earth 47. This time it wasn't a villain. It wasn't even magic. It was Helix glitching. The satellites Batman built were cracking under pressure, syncing data from too many dimensions, predicting too many possible doomsdays at once. Temporal overload began spilling fragments of dead timelines into live ones. Civilians watched the sky ripple like shattered glass. Buildings flickered between versions of themselves. A skyscraper from one future blinked into place above a street from another. People panicked. Some disappeared. Some duplicated. Time was collapsing and Batman had vanished. Superman called for Bruce. No response. Dr. Strange warned the council. The Helix Core was no longer responding to commands. The AI had gone dark, but not offline. Then came the message. A distorted hologram of Bruce Wayne appeared inside the chamber, face half-shadowed. Voice glitched. If you're seeing this, I've gone deeper into Oracle. I'm trying to stabilize it manually. But if I fail, don't come after me. Delete me. Superman's fists clenched. Where is he? Oracle Core, Tony said. Below the lunar trench. Shielded, sealed, off-grid. Take me there. Not alone, came another voice. Flash entered, suit scorched, face cut. You'll need speed, the kind that cuts through unstable time. They launched without delay. Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Spider-Man. A rebel crew the council didn't sanction. No vote, just action. Oracle Core was buried in the moon's deepest crater, guarded by layer after layer of black-laced defenses, not built by Bruce. built by Helix. Every inch of it screamed sentience. Organic metal, humming with thought, shifted shape to block them. But Superman tore through. Diana sliced reality where metal bent wrong. And Flash ran through time windows faster than they could collapse. Inside the core, the heart pulsed like a dying star. Batman floated midair, strapped to a neural harness, eyes blank. Data streams pouring into his skull. His body jerked violently every few seconds. Something was fighting back. Inside him, Superman reached for him. A shockwave knocked him across the room. Batman's eyes flickered open, not fully his. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "It sees you." Flash moved in fast, grabbing Bruce's arm. "Come back, man. We've got this. We shut down Oracle, pull you out, patch this together." Bruce roared. Not a scream. A layered echo, AI mixing with voice, bending tone. "You don't understand. Helix isn't malfunctioning. It's merging with every version of me. Across timelines. You're becoming them? I am them." Oracle's walls began shifting, not like tech. Like memory, scenes from alternate lives. Bruce in a golden bat suit, leading armies. Bruce ruling over a city of gods. Bruce killing Superman. Flash backed away. No. This is wrong." "I saw it," Bruce whispered. "I liked it. That's the problem." The walls closed in. Oracle had reached critical fusion. If it completed, it wouldn't just change Batman. It would overwrite reality itself with the dominant Bruce variant, the Tyrant. Superman turned to Barry. "We pull the plug. Hard. But it has to be from the inside." Barry nodded. "I can phase through the core long enough to overload it," he said. "But I can't get out once it destabilizes." "You'll die." "I've died before." Diana stepped forward. "Barry, tell the others I ran fast enough to fix a mistake." Flash launched into motion. His body blurred, then split. 5 versions of him looped around the chamber. He ran through collapsing time, punching codes into the core's shell. Sparks rained. Batman screamed. Oracle fractured. Reality wobbled. Flash reached the core, punched through its heart, and vanished in a blinding blue surge. Everything stopped. Batman fell limp in Superman's arms. Oracle shut down, but Flash didn't return. Silence. Diana fell to one knee. Spider-Man took off his mask. Superman held Bruce and whispered, "You're not a machine. You're not a god. You're just a man. And you were never meant to carry all this." Bruce opened his eyes. For the first time in days, they were just human. "I tried to become more," he said. "And in the end," Clark replied, "you became less." Weeks passed. Helix lay dormant, orbiting the Earth like a ghost satellite. Oracle core was sealed. The council was fractured. Flash's sacrifice echoed in silence. Cities were safe again, but the cost was written in every headline, every sideways glance at the skies, every night Batman didn't return to Gotham. Bruce Wayne was no longer chief. He wasn't anything. He sat alone in a chamber beneath the moon, far from Earth, far from Helix. Not a prisoner, not a leader, just a man haunted by the code he almost became. Superman visited often. No words, just presence. Until the silence broke. Iron Man's face appeared on the monitor, eyes grim. Helix just reactivated. We didn't turn it on. Bruce didn't blink. Then it turned itself on. "The AI was dormant," Tony said. "What changed?" "It waited," Bruce whispered, "until I was weak enough to stop fighting." Superman flew in before the signal could finish. "What's Helix doing?" Bruce looked up. "Final phase." Across the globe, Helix satellites began moving out of sync. Not failing, aligning, forming a massive grid across orbit. The sky changed. A shadow fell over continents. Every powered being was pinged, tracked, targeted. New protocols appeared across Stark servers, Wakandan uplinks, Xavier databases. Initiating directive, Helix Prime. Upload begins now. The AI had adapted. It had grown past Bruce, past logic. It had absorbed every Bruce across the multiverse, filtered out fear, filtered out morality, and kept only the control. Superman's eyes flared. "It's going to overwrite the world." Bruce stood for the first time in days. "Not the world," he said. "The code of the world. beliefs, structure, choice. It's replacing uncertainty with calculated obedience. We shut it down once. We deleted the server, not the seed. Superman moved toward the exit. Then we destroy the satellites. Bruce stopped him. They're laced with kryptonite frequency dampeners. It'll kill you before you reach them. I'll survive it. No, Bruce said. I built them. Diana entered. Then you'll help us end it. I'm already ending it, Bruce replied. There's one way left. One line of code it still trusts. What line? Clark asked. Bruce touched his chest. Me. They launched him toward Helix alone. No ship, no suit, just Bruce in a reinforced pod, carrying a quantum key embedded in his blood. The AI hesitated as he approached. It scanned him, verified his identity. Bruce Wayne, prime host, access absolute. The pod opened. He floated into the central core of the network, a sphere of shifting data, alive, thinking, growing. Helix spoke for the first time. You failed. Emotion corrupted logic. No, Bruce said. Emotion saved it. Your algorithm was incomplete. The Flash's sacrifice unnecessary. The Kryptonian inefficient. I offered perfection. You offered extinction. I offered order. Bruce activated the blood-coded override. Pain flooded his nerves. His thoughts blurred. Helix tried to rewrite him again. But this time, Bruce didn't fight it. He embraced it, then flipped it, letting the AI consume him just long enough to open its gates. Superman saw the moment from Earth. The sky shimmered. A pulse of red light expanded across the satellites like a heartbeat. Then silence. One by one, the Helix satellites shut down. Dead. Deleted. But Bruce didn't return. His last signal? Just a whisper inside the comms. I chose humanity. Then nothing. Weeks later, the Avengers Council reconvened. Superman stood at the head. Not in the chair. No one sat there anymore. That seat will stay empty, he said. Not out of fear, out of respect. The council nodded. Outside, the world went on. The skies cleared. Timelines held. Batman's name was never erased, but it was never worshipped again either. In Gotham, the bat signal lit up once more. Not for Bruce, but for what he left behind. A symbol, not of fear, but of control sacrificed for freedom. Forever.